Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night, und zwar jetzt mit den Unlimited Bladeworks dran. Zumindest hoffe ich, dass das dementsprechend klappt. Ah ja, so als bei Unlimited Bladeworks. Okay, gut. Das scheint, dass das der richtige Strang jetzt automatisch ist. Ich habe ja die Main Story von Fate Stay Night habe ich ja schon durchgespielt. Und ich hoffe, dass ich jetzt hier aktuell automatisch in den Unlimited Bladeworks Strang gehen sollte. It must have been a big fire. Also von mir was, aha. Ja, das kennen wir alles schon. It felt so strange being the only unchanged thing in the town. I was the only one left alive. I was either fortunate or the house I had been inside was built on the luckiest ground of all times. Either way, I was the only one alive. Since I had survived, I felt I needed to keep on living. I walked aimlessly, thinking it would be dangerous to remain where I was. It wasn't that I wanted to avoid becoming what had happened to everyone around me, those scorched black masses. It wasn't a feeling of disgust. Some other emotion was driving me on. At the same time, I had no hope. It was a miracle I was alive at all. It was a miracle I was alive at all. I didn't think I was going to last much longer. There was no way in hell I was going to survive. There was simply no way I would ever escape this crimson hellscape, no matter what I did. That was how desperate, how hellish this place was. Even through the eyes of a young boy. Even through the eyes of a young boy. And then I collapsed. Either there was no air around me, or I simply couldn't breathe anymore. I just collapsed, and all I could do was to look up at the slowly clouding sky. The scorched black masses around me lay motionless. The dark clouds covered the sky, promising rain. Good. The rain will put out the fires. I took one final deep breath and looked up at the rain clouds. I couldn't breathe, but I still felt pain. I said that out loud. On behalf of all those people who couldn't say those words themselves. Ja, wir kennen ja schon Shiros Vorgeschichte. That was 10 years ago. American, I was saved, my physical body survived, but everything else was scorched, reduced to ash. When a young child loses their parents or their home, there's really nothing left for them, and so everything other than my body perished. But as simply as possible, in exchange for my body living, my heart died. I'm dreaming. I squinted, seeing a bright white light. It was blinding. Light stabbed at my eyes when I woke. I doubt I really knew what the sensation of blinding light was in the first place. But as my eyes adjusted, I woke alarmed. I was lying in a bed I didn't recognize, in a room that I didn't recognize. I was honestly stunned, but the cleanliness of the right room made me feel at ease. Where am I? I looked blankly at my surroundings. The room was spacious, and beds lined it in neat rows. All the beds were full, and it looked like each bed's occupant was injured. But the room didn't feel depressing at all. Everyone injured survived. I let my eyes wander. I looked out the window. The clear blue sky was so incredibly beautiful. A few days passed and I was finally able to take in the situation. I had no problem remembering what happened the days before, but I wasn't much different from a newborn during this time. Strange as it is, that was closer to the truth than might seem possible. The fire was just that bad. I was rescued from the fire. I awoke in hospital. My parents were gone. My entire body was wrapped in bandages. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I did know that I was alone. It didn't take long for me to accept my circumstances. Maybe I had no choice, really. All the other children were in the same boat. And then, later, in the moment I, naive as I was, started to worry about what would become of me, he walked in. Oh, Emiya. He appeared the day my bandages came off and I started eating on my own. His hair was disheveled, his suit tattered. He looked a bit younger than my doctor. He looked more like someone's older brother than someone's father. His beaming smile seemed to blend into the pouring white sunlight. His voice was somehow irritatingly fake, yet extremely gentle.
孤児院に預けられるのと初めて会ったおじさんに引き取られるの君はどっちがいいかな
He was offering to take me in. I asked if we were related. He said we were complete strangers. He looked like an unremarkable, unreliable guy. But then again, he was no more or less familiar than the orphanage. So I decided I would go with him.
そうか。よかった。なら早く身支度を済ませよう。新しい家に一日でも早く慣れなくっちゃいけないからね。
He started gathering my things hastily. Even as young as I was, I could see he wasn't any good at it. And after he made a mess packing...
おっと、大切なことを言い忘れた。うちに来る前に一つだけ教えなくちゃいけないことがある。
He turned, asking for confirmation. He asked so casually, as if asking if there was something I wanted to go.
初めに言っておくとね、僕は魔法使いなんだ。
He said it in a serious, almost ceremonious manner. It happened so fast. Now that I think back, I was also a major. I just accepted his words as fact. I took it neither as a joke or a genuine statement. Really, that's cool, Pops. I guess I said something like that, eyes wide in astonishment. And I was his child. Actually, I don't really remember how the conversation went, but every now and then my old man would bring it up. He would recount that scene, over and over, acting all embarrassed. That scene might have been the happiest day of my old man, a man named Keitsugo Emiya's life. You can say that. It was one thing for him to tell a recently orphaned kid he was a magician, but I was no better, the way I so eagerly bought into it. And that was how my old man adopted me, and how I took the last name, Emiya. Shiro Emiya. When I said that name out loud, I felt really proud of having the same last name as Kiritsugo. I'm dreaming. It's from my childhood. It's probably about 8 years ago, since it has been the time when I talked to my old man into making me his apprentice. Kiritsugo had started going away on a regular basis. Once I was old enough to stay home by myself, he would always give some childish, unbelievable explanation like I'm going to go on an adventure around the world. Then he would actually do it. From then on, that's how it always was. It wasn't unusual for him to be gone for a month, and at times he didn't come home for half a year. The Emiya mansion is an expensive Japanese samurai-style house, and Keitsugo and I were the only ones living there. It felt too big and empty for a child like me, and at times I felt lost. But I liked my life there. Whenever Keitsugo came home from his trips, he would brag and tell the stories like an excited child. And another child, one who shared his last name, always looked forward to the stories. I may have been alone in the mansion, but Kiritsugo's stories always helped lessen that. He was always pursuing a dream like a boy. I was wary of his whims, yet at the same time he always looked radiant to me. Maybe that's why I hope to be like him one day. Well, as childish as it might have been, I realized I needed to get my act together, since I had an old man with his head constantly in the clouds. (31.01.) Also 31. Januar. Fate Stay Night. Ist das... Hier ist Sound. Ich bin mir gerade nicht sicher. Ich wollte ja eigentlich gerne Unlimited Bladeworks schreiben. Ich bin mir gerade nicht sicher... Okay, das ist ja auch schön. Okay, Prolog Fate. Die Frage ist, ab wann splittet es sich ab zu Unlimited Bladeworks? Morning, Sakura.
Hi. Ohayou gozaimasu, senpai. Senpai, asa desu yo. まだ時間はありますけど、 ここで眠っていたら藤村先生に怒られます。
Oh yeah, thanks for waking me up, as
そん
always.
なことありません。先輩、いつも朝は早いですから。こんな風に起こしに来れるなんてたまにしかありません。
I'm not sure why, but Sakura looks more cheerful than usual. I don't know about that. I think you wake me up more often than you think. Then again, Fujini is brutal when she's the one waking me up, so I prefer you do it. Yep, I've learned my lesson. I will try not to sleep in. My head's still not right, so even I don't know what I'm saying.
わかりました。でも頑張ってもらわない方が嬉しいです。私。
Sakura is giggling. Crap, I must have been so sleepy. I've said something weird. Give me a minute to wake up. The cold winter air helps at times like this. The chill snaps with my lethargic mind awake. And in front of me stands my junior at school, Sakura Mato. I'm in my house's storehouse, and it's just about 6 o'clock in the morning.
先輩。
Yeah, I'm awake now. Sorry, Sakura. I did it again. I need to help you with
そ
breakfast.
んなのいいんです。先輩、夕べも遅かったんでしょ。なら朝はゆっくりしてください。朝食の支度は私がしておきますから。
Sakura is practically bouncing with excitement. That's odd. Sakura is weirdly energetic this morning. No, I'm getting up, honest. So let's head to the kitchen together. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go, Sakura.
いえ、その先輩。
What, is something wrong?
そういうことではないんですけど、そ
Oh.
の先輩、家に戻る前に着替えた方がいいと思います。
Oh, I finally looked at myself. I fell asleep working last night, so I'm still wearing my coveralls. The coveralls I wear while I'm working are usually dirty. Who knows what Fujini would say or do if I went in the house as is. Oof, okay. Guess I'm not quite awake yet. Must be more out of it than usual.
そうかもしれませんね。ですから朝食の支度は私に任せて、先輩はもう少しゆっくりしていてください。それにほら、ここを散らかしっぱなしにしていたら藤村先生に怒られるでしょ。
Yeah, then I will get changed and so go on ahead.
はい、お待ちしてますね、先輩。
Sakura quickly walks out. Okay, then I'll change into my school uniform first, then I need to collect all the parts left scattered around. The storehouse is in the corner of the backyard, and all sorts of junk is crammed in here. So I've always liked to tinker with gadgets, so the place is a treasure trove to me. The old man forbade me to go into the storehouse, but I ignored his warnings and snuck inside almost every day. Now it's sort of a base for me. I guess you could call this place my real room. The massive Emir house never felt homey to me, but I've always felt at ease in here, surrounded by all this junk. Besides, it's wasteful. It may be junk, but a lot of it still works. A majority of the things in the stores are everyday things, mostly unusable. I'm not sure whether I brought it all in because I liked it in here, or whether I liked this place because it was full of junk. Either way, I snuck into the storehouse almost daily, and I made sort of hobby of fixing broken things. I'm not the type who gets attached to things, but I just didn't feel the right to neglect things that are still usable, or maybe it would be better to say the idea of doing that just bothered me. Which is why I stayed up all night trying to fix a broken stove. I guess I will be done tomorrow. Falling asleep midway is proof I'm not concentrating. I tried to shake off my self-disgust at that. I gathered the parts for the stove and put them back on the shelf of things waiting to get fixed. There's no more room though. Once I fix the stove, an old VCR is up next, both of which were destroyed by Fujini. We can set that aside for now. Okay then. I changed into my school uniform. Since the stores is like my own room, I have all the essentials including changes of clothes in here. The rest are things like heavily drawn blueprints scattered all over the place, and literal junk from my failed attempts at fixing various things. Also there's some sort of pattern carved into the storehouse floor, perhaps used as some sort of altar in the past. Okay, gotta work hard again today. Ah ja, stimmt ja. Ich weiß wieder, was das mit dem Pattern war. A summoning circle. I clap my hands in prayer at the stores and tend towards the mansion. I walk from the stores to the mansion. This Emiya residence is a Japanese summer-style house located on the outskirts of town. My old man wasn't from a notable family, yet for some reason he owned this giant house. That in itself was a mystery, and it also seems he didn't have any relatives here in Japan. And so when my old man died, there was no one else to inherit this mansion, so it came to me as his adopted son. Though to be honest, I don't have any administrative abilities, so things like inheritance, property taxes and any other complicated things are all handled by Old Man Fujimura. Old Man Fujimura is a major businessman who lives nearby. Cedric described Old Man Fujimura as an old man who is like a Yakuza boss. Obviously that was his own biased view. In fact, Old Man Fujimura is not like a Yakuza boss, he is a Yakuza boss. That may be a problem in itself, but I try not to dwell on it. Anyway, that's why I live in this giant mansion on my own. It's been 5 years since my old man died. Time sure does fly. I sighed, thinking about how much I've grown in those 5 years. I trained every day to become like Kiritsugu. But that's easier said than done. It's not surprising since I didn't have what it takes from the start, but the fact that I haven't improved at all these past 5 years forces me to reassess things. If I had to sum up my current situation, I would say I set the bar too high. I haven't even reached the starting line. No rushing won't do me any good. For now I just have to do what I can. Okay then. What I need to do now is okay. Ich bin gerade am Überlegen. Der Prolog ist ja eigentlich ziemlich egal. Dann ich möchte mir einmal den Flowchart anschauen. Ja, der Prolog ist ja hier da. Die Frage, die ich mich halt gerade stelle, ist, wie komme ich vom Feld vom normalen Feld Stay Night auf den Unlimited Bladeworks. Da bin ich mir gerade unsicher. Weil ich glaube, dass hier Unlimited Bladeworks und darunter dann Heaven's Viel sein dürfte. Ich weiß nicht, ich mache einfach mal das hier. Einfach mal ein bisschen anderen Weg gehen. There's a respectable build. There's nothing more than a hobby and indulgence. Okay then, I will do some light exercises before breakfast. I'm not really studying martial arts, but my old man once told me if you want to be like me, you will need to harden your body. Since then, I've made a point of working out every day. 99, 100. I finished my daily sit-ups and changed from my dogi into my school uniform. Since I overslept, I decided to work out just enough to satisfy me. I'm not built to bulk up, and no matter how important they say bodybuilding is, it's not like I want to get into fights. All I need is to gain enough athletic ability to handle unexpected situations and be able to move the way my silly ideals require. After all, the thing I most want to be is the complete opposite of an athlete. Oh, it's getting late. I tossed my sweaty dogi in the laundry hamper. It's already 20 past 6. Semi household's morning breakfast starts early, so even this time would be considered late for breakfast. Breakfast is already prepared. The appetizing scent of the breakfast Sakura cooked wafts toward me from the dining table.
お疲れ様でした。こっちも朝食の支度終わりましたよ。
Oh thanks, sorry I made you work more because I overslept.
そんな全然無理なんかじゃないですよ。それに寝坊なんかじゃありません。先輩は部活をしていないんですから、この時間は十分に早起きです。
Clubs have nothing to do with it, and if they do, you coming by in the mornings must be a lot of trouble since you do have morning practice.
いえ、私は好きでしていることですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
Yeah, you keep telling me that, which is why I wake up early, club or no. If you are coming by, it would be rude to still be asleep. To me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and oversleeping means I make Sakura prepare breakfast on her own, like today.
先輩、そういうところこだわりますよね。三辻先輩、エミヤは粗雑なくせに律儀すぎてうるさいって。
Mitsuru is the captain of the Kyoto Club. Sakura's in, and she and I seem to cross paths often. Is she still griping about me to you?
はい。先輩が卒業するまでに何としても社でうならせてやるって毎日頑張ってます。
Is that so? She must be better than me by now. You know how memories get glorified. I don't mind the reference, but I guess that depends on who sees me that way too.
三辻先輩、すっごく負けず嫌いですから、きっと心の中で先輩をライバルみたいに思ってますよ。
Sakura's groups rise into a bowl as she talks. It's almost 6:30. The Kyoto Club's morning practice starts at 7. Attendance is not mandatory, but she doesn't have much time left. Fujine should be here soon. Well, it's her fault for not being here on time. Sakura, let's go ahead and start eating.
そうですね。はい、どうぞ先輩。
Sakura hands me the rice bowl with a smile. Ugh. Oops, I should be used to this everyone, but her delicate fingers catch my attention. I can't explain, but it's awkward. I'm not sure if it's our age, but Sakura has been looking more provocative lately. Her casual movements are so pretty, she often takes my breath away. Maybe it's because I never saw Sakura that way before, but now I'm noticing how feminine she is becoming.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
No, it's nothing, don't worry about it. Honestly, it's baffling. Why the hell am I getting nervous around my friend's younger sister? Sakura is just a really good and considerate younger friend of mine, and she is someone I need to look after. She's the younger sister friend of mine. We used to be friendly, though initially we weren't very close since she is a grade below me. It was only a year and a half ago that our relationship became more what it is now. Sakura started to come and cook meals for me when I got hurt, and things kind of stayed like that. I think this arrangement was supposed to last until I got better, but I guess something or other happened and somehow she ended up helping out with household chores. Either way, Sakura is a good cook, and her cleaning and laundry skills are perfect. Having her come early in the morning is a big help, but it's been disconcerting recently. Sakura isn't the problem, it's me. I'm sure being flustered by my friend's sister is part of the reason I feel guilty. Usually I'm unfazed, but when I blush because I get caught off guard like now, I wonder whether that's problematic as a senpai. Ja, die kennen wir schon, daher. Also, ich skippe die Szenen durch, die ich hier schon kenne. So, Prolog einfach auch nochmal überschreiben. Das Ding ist halt... Ich müsste ja eigentlich mit ihr gehen für, wenn ich die Bladeworks Story richtig im Sinn habe. Ich weiß aber nicht, wie sich das hier auswirkt. Ich würde auch tatsächlich sagen, dass ich hier erstmal diese Folge jetzt beende und dann beim nächsten Mal weitermache. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.